Welcome back, everyone. This is Robbie Rivera. And if it's your first time here, I have been a property manager, asset manager, leasing director for portfolios throughout Westchester County, New York City, and even in Fairfield, Connecticut for over 10 years. And I'm here to give you the data and the numbers to make sure you are making the best decision with your real estate investments and to make sure you don't overpay or overprice your property. So today we're going to be going over the New Rochelle housing market. It's February 5th. We're going to go through the on-market data and the one key MLS. So you can see exactly what we're looking at when we give the suggestions of pricing and how we value properties that are on the market. So we're going to be going over these 26 properties. Some are active, available for sale. Some are pending deals. So those are properties that were for sale that are now in contract and what has sold in the last 90 days. So these are multifamily properties, 2 to 4 units. Some of them are owner occupied, some of those are investment properties, but just to give you an idea of like the price and value. So the first thing I do when I'm looking to value a market, when I'm putting a price to a home, we're going to look at all of these active, pending, sold deals, all right, and kind of put them together and categorize them and break down the numbers a little bit more than what you see on Zillow or advertisements for homes for sale. Right at the top here, we have our active units. These are units that are on the market right now. And I've added on the right of this spreadsheet that breaks down the price per square foot, right? So we're dividing the price by the number of square feet, and that gives us a price per square foot. If I scroll over, I broke it down and I averaged out all of the information that's important for me for these active deals. We have an average price on the market right now in New Rochelle of $1.07 million. There's an average square feet of 2,908. And so that brings us to an average square foot price on the market of $414 with an average day on the market for available properties of 150 days. Now, one thing you notice when you break down like the active, pending, and sold properties, the active properties, the advertised prices are always going to be higher than what's actually in contract and what's sold. It's been that way for the last 2 years, closer to 3 years, since interest rates spiked from those lows in like 2021. The average price of a home in contract is $160,000 less, $165,000 less. The average square feet is a little bit less, and the average price per square foot is $334. So a significant drop off in the advertised price of homes and what sellers want and the level that they get contracted at and what people are picking up as good deals. The biggest indicator that these homes in the active range are overpriced is the days on market. So it takes an average of 41 days over the last 3 months for homes to go into contract. That's the apartment was on the market, it was shown, details were sent to the attorneys, details were sent to the banks, and the contract actually got signed, took an average of 41 days. The average days of the homes on the market are 150 days. That means these homes are not selling, and they're not selling at that price. And if you take a look at the sold homes, these few here down at the bottom, they are in line with the homes that are pending. So we have an average price per square foot of $349, average square feet of 2839, and an average price of $934,000. So the average multifamily home right now is selling for $934,000 roughly. I break down the numbers a little bit further over here into 2-family, 3-family, 4-family because they can vary. 2 families tend to sell for a little bit higher price per square foot versus 3-family. It's an inverse relationship. The more size you have, the less price per square foot because it's not one-to-one. 2 families are selling on average in the $340 square foot range. 3 families right now are in contract around $320 a square foot. Now there's only 1 4-family, so that's not a great average, but that's where that price landed. So it's in line with the average price of pending homes and homes that are sold. If you look at the average price of the sold homes, you can see that there are only 2 families that have sold in the last 90 days, so the last 3 months. So that's why the price per square foot is higher than the average of the pending deals, because the pending deals have 3 families and 4 families in there, and we've only had 2 families that have sold. So if you're looking at homes to purchase, or if you're considering selling your home, I would start around these numbers if you're considering making a move in the next 3 to 6 months. So right around that 340 to 330 square foot range. Now that is an average home, okay? Some are going to be a little bit more, some are going to be a little bit less, depends on the condition of the home, okay? So that's a home with a 2-car garage that has modern appliances and finishes, that has a roof, plumbing, electrical in decent condition. Obviously, if it's new, like brand new, like built within the last like 2 or 3 years, the price per square foot could be higher, right? You got a new roof, new plumbing, new construction, new floors, new bathroom, never used washer, dryer, and dishwasher, all that stuff's in there. You could be pushing $400 a square foot pretty easy. You haven't renovated your home in 20 years, paint's chipping, ceiling's chipping, needs severe renovation, you're going to be down closer to 300, maybe even the $200 a square foot range. Size should be where you start the pricing for your home. You can't really look at what sold next to you or what sold last year. So if you're looking at a 3,500 square foot home, your price should be around 1.2 million. If your home's 3,000 square feet, you're looking at a price around 1.05 million. If your home's closer to 2,500 square feet, you're looking at around 875. And in between. I would start there when it comes to pricing. I would start there when it comes to negotiations if you're looking to purchase. And if you have a good real estate broker, they're going to be able to bring examples like this to the negotiating table or to your consulting appointment when you're interviewing people to sell your home. Now, normally, what you get from a real estate broker is this CMA, comparative market analysis. It breaks down a lot of the details that I just brought to light, but it doesn't really dive into the price per square foot numbers, days on market numbers, things like that. So this is a snapshot here of the active, pending, and sold homes. And again, this is the last 90 days. So the recent real estate market, and these are the numbers, the last 90 days are what appraisers are going to use when you go to apply for a loan. Number of bedroom, bathrooms, and taxes are going to be the little details that you dive into when you actually start to touring homes or put your home on for sale. Those are little numbers that could swing the price per square foot up or down as well. And because we're talking about rental homes, income property, even if you're an owner occupier, you're going to be renting out another apartment, the value of the rental unit is certainly going to come into play. I want to highlight this 2-family here that recently sold at a 161 Stevenson Boulevard, went on the market for $850, wound up selling for $955. This is a 6-bedroom, 4-bath duplex. So you had 2 family-sized homes in one 2-family property. I mean, that's like the top of the 2-family market. Compare that with 7 Flower Street, which is also a 2-family, 6-bedroom home, only 2 bathrooms. It's actually had more legal square footage, but it sold for close to $200,000 less. And you can kind of see the reason why in the picture. As you can imagine, these units are going to be much larger, more spacious than these units. Plus, they had 2 additional bathrooms. Now, those bathrooms shouldn't be worth $100,000 a piece, but just because of the overall layout of the property and how livable it was, that was the main reason. So if you're potentially considering selling an apartment or selling a building right now in New Rochelle, and you're pricing your unit and you think you're going to get $1 million because that's where the market is, you really need to consider the layout and size of the units that you have and the livable square footage. Another reason in the price difference between these 2 properties, 161 Stevenson Boulevard had a 2-car garage and Flower Street did not. Another mistake some sellers are making right now, I see 168 Stevenson Boulevard, a 2,000 square foot home, is on the market for $1.1 million. It's been on the market for 50 days. They're looking for $550 a square foot. I want to compare that to 161 Stevenson Boulevard, which was a great property, 2-car garage. It's a larger home, 2,200 square feet, sold for $423 a square foot. So this is right down the block. I don't see any reason why they're charging $150,000 more. I can't imagine the upgrades are that much more in that home. You also have 42 Warren Street that's on the market. That's on the market for $600,000. It's an 1,100 square foot of legal square footage. And the 2, yes, it's a 2-family in New Rochelle, but $600,000 for that type of space seems like a lot. $520 a square foot, it's just not a realistic number. So that definitely needs to come down. 114 Lincoln Avenue is another interesting property. Let's look a little bit further into this. I'm going to go into the MLS. I want to open up this listing. So it's 3 3-bedroom apartments. Says it's a cash cow, centrally located. Now, Lincoln Avenue is a very busy street in New Rochelle. It's not the ideal for homeowners. This has been on the market for 425 days. I would imagine there are some serious issues either with the property or with tenants in this building. They may have non-paying tenants, tenants with low leases. They're not able to renovate the units. All of these would bring the value of the home down, bring the saleability down. It's super important to keep your legal documents with your tenants up to date and up to snuff. This says that they have 3 units rented out at 3,000, 3,000, and 3,100. That seems like it's up to market rate, but maybe those tenants are on programs, Section 8. Again, not the most marketable deals. So that's a quick look about what's going on today. It's going to be a quick video for you. But if you have any questions, you're looking to sell a property, you're looking to purchase a property in New Rochelle, an income producing one, please reach out to me. The contact information is below. I'll be happy to go over the numbers and details for you in New Rochelle or surrounding cities here in Westchester County, even Fairfield County. We're licensed in Connecticut too. I'm Robert Rivera. Thanks again. See you soon.